5 years later is insane. I cannot believe that I started my YouTube channel 5 years ago and I'm just getting back to it. It is pretty insane. So I'm starting a series, and the title of this series is Lessons from My Early 20s. I've learned so much about myself in 5 years from when I first started my channel, and I just want to begin to share everything that I just want to begin to share everything that I've learned. I hope that this is an open space where I can be honest about the things that I've dealt with, and anybody watching this video, I know it will resonate with a lot of people because we're all going through similar things. I just want to help women to believe in themselves and go after their dreams, not second guess, and really go after what you want. Let's rewind. So, a little bit about me. I started my YouTube, Instagram, my social medias 5 years ago, and I haven't been consistent. And the reason why I haven't been consistent is because I am a perfectionist. Well, a retired perfectionist, because I don't want to claim that anymore. I want to be the type of person that just does things, that takes action instead of waiting for the perfect moment to do things, and just take action, be a doer and not doing all that. And I'm just gonna go through basically 5 things where I was trying to be perfect and how it basically stopped me from reaching my goals. The first way that I let perfectionism get in my way was with social media. So, like I said, I started my channel 5 years ago. And when I think about that, I was in a, what are the hamsters being? I was just in a negative pattern of second guessing, trying to be perfect, perfectionism, and I just let it control my life. When I first started, I wanted to be a social media influencer and a personal trainer. So, a little bit about me. I started training. Okay, so I graduated college 2019, and then I started training outside at the park nearby my house, and it went well. I love working out. I needed something to do with my time. This was the pandemic, and it kind of worked out for me. I had success with it, and then I started training people. I started charging, and everything was good. But then that's when things got interesting. So I signed up for getting certified with NASM, and I didn't study, so I failed the test the first time I took it. And I really let that keep me at a standstill. So I sat in my room and I cried for like 3 days straight. And now that I think about it, the reason that I failed is because I didn't study. And that's just what it was. I wasn't putting in the time. I was drinking Tito's. I was working out, only doing legs, and not really putting in a genuine effort. Now that I think about it, the reason I failed my test is because I wasn't studying. And another thing that I figured out subconsciously, I didn't think that I was smart. So the first time that I told myself that I wasn't smart is when I took the ACT test and I got a really low score. And I'm not telling you what it was, but I was dating this guy at the time, and we had a bet, and it was like a $20 or $40 bet. Whoever gets the higher score wins the money or whatever. And he made me feel so bad about having the lower score than him. First of all, he only had 1 point higher than me, but initial, that was the first time I actually thought that I wasn't smart. So I think that after that moment, my senior year in high school, that I'm just like, I'm not smart. I don't do well on tests. I don't do well on tests. So what's the point of studying anyway? I'll just wing it. and I'll just do good on it because I'm good at everything. I can be a little arrogant with the way that I move through life. I think that I can wing it and get the job and do good and just move through life with ease, and that I don't have to work hard for certain things. I really can be an asshole. I felt like I was living in that for years, just like cause that boy made me feel so bad. He made me feel like I was just gum under his fucking shoe. And that kind of stuck with me. And I kind of was replaying that in my head, like, you're not smart, your ACT score was so low. And it's just like, fuck that test. It's like I have after we revealed the scores that we got, I haven't even heard the word ACT since then. Like applying to colleges or whatever, but I don't even have a memory about ACT. Like I haven't said that word in 5 fucking years, longer than that. Now I want to talk about how things went. The other day I was looking through my Instagram page, Model Whitney, and I only have like 100 posts. 5 years worth of posts should be in the hundreds. It should be 3, 4, 500 for it to be consistent. So things that I've noticed about me is I wanted to have the perfect outfit. I wanted to speak in a certain way. I didn't feel like I could be myself. I didn't think I was smart enough because remember I told you I failed the test. And I'm just like, oh, this isn't for me. And it's just like, no, you just wasn't properly prepared. So you failed. It's just like, make it make sense, sis. I would hold myself back, and it was the pandemic anyway. But I would just tell myself like, I'm tired of working out at home. I want to go to the gym. And at the time, I couldn't work out at the gym because my mom was really scared of COVID, and understandable. The gym was kind of like the nastiest place to be at the time, but I didn't know what was so unique about me to where I could sustain an Instagram page. It was mostly because I didn't think I was smart. And the thing about what I've learned is if you don't think that you're smart, you can learn. You can educate yourself on the human body and everything to do with being a trainer, how to sell, how to coach. And it's just like, I told myself that same story for so long that I started to believe that I just couldn't teach people that don't even know me. I had so much support when I first started my Instagram. It was insane. And I'm just like having these thoughts like, I don't know if I can keep this up. This is like, it's just so my mind was a rough place to be. I was really hard on myself, and it was just it was just because I didn't think I was smart. And I keep saying it because I don't feel like I've ever said this out loud, and it kind of makes me it does make me emotional. So my takeaway from the social media is to I also was letting fear. I was just letting fear control me, just like I was just scared of everything. Scared that I was really all over the place during the pandemic, to be honest with you. Um, so my favorite influencers at the time was Tiara Howard, this girl named Susie KB, I believe, Brittany Babe, and I wanted to be just like them. I was trying to figure out how I could be different, how I could be like them. I was just so all over the place that I wouldn't just post and figure it out. I wanted to have everything figured out, and then I wanted to post. You have to take action, and then the confidence will come. I needed to just take action and learn as I go, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have everything figured out, and then I wanted to go. And just insane how it's insane how we allow ourselves to um, just not live up to our full potential. So I really found myself trying to measure up to those people people that have been training for years, working out for years, that have been an athlete all of their life. And I was just trying to measure up to them and be perfect and have the perfect caption, have the perfect outfit, hair, nails, and I just wanted to be perfect. The title is perfectionism. So I was trying to live up to other people's expectations, and it just stopped me from being consistent. I'm just like, if I don't have the perfect workout, or if I'm not switching it up every single time, or if I'm not having, if I don't have consistent likes, or it was just it was a mess. But it's a lesson I learned that you have to keep going and figure it out as you go. Number 3, perfectionism was stopping me from being consistent. So when I when I started my Instagram, or when I started my social media, I didn't have a real plan. And in some cases, that is okay to not have a plan because you learn as you go, but I was winging it. My ego was too big, and I wasn't preparing the night before. That's something that I'm still learning to do right now, is get my gym clothes ready, get my meals ready the night before, because I didn't have a plan. So I was kind of just winging it. And it's just like, it comes to a point in your life where you gotta stop winging it and you have to have a plan, daily task, and a planner. It's just like, I would be off and on with my plans. Oh, it's like I would be off and on with my plans, and when I was high, I was on it, but when I was low, I was in hell, and I couldn't find that middle ground for me to. I wanted every day to just be, woo! I feel my best. I'm 100%, and it's just like life is just not that good, and life is not a straight way to your goals. It's just up and down, and it's a lot of downs, more downs than ups. And I didn't want that. I wanted it to be a post every day, get so many likes, and I blow up. And that rarely happens, but I was just so fucked up inside that I couldn't make myself be consistent because I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to have a perfect schedule, post Monday through Friday, take the weekends off, and just like that. I wanted things to happen fast, but I wasn't even being consistent. Okay. So I'm going to branch away from social media, and I want to talk about job hopping. I was looking for, so this is number 4. I was looking for the perfect job. When I tell you I've had almost every single job, I can probably name 10 right now. Dave and Buster's. I worked at LA Fitness 2 or 3 times. I worked at F45, Giordano's, Insight Hospital, Sephora, the Hooters for a day, Macy's, Blink Fitness, Amazon. That's 10 jobs right there. And one thing I realized is that I was looking for the perfect job. I was going to jobs, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I was almost looking for something to be wrong. I don't like this. I don't like the managers. I don't like how this is set up. I think this is stupid. These people are stupid. When in reality, there is no such thing as a perfect job. No matter what you do, it's going to be people that you don't like, rules that you don't like. And a lot of the reasons why I was leaving these jobs is because I wasn't following the rules. I was late all the time. If it was a rule that I didn't like, I wasn't going to follow it. And I was also ashamed to have certain jobs. Like when I was 25, I worked at Dave and Buster's, where I met my 2 best friends. And I was ashamed to be working at Dave and Buster's. And one thing I want to tell you is that no matter what job you have, you should never be ashamed. There is no shame in making your money. Just don't let it make you. I remember that the job it was okay. It was a job. It was okay. It wasn't the best job. It wasn't the worst. But I remember I had 3 bad days, and it was during the slow season, which I knew nothing about at the time. But I remember I had 3 bad days where I got cut. I only made like $30, and I quit, and I'm just like, if I had stayed at that job, I would be well on my way, and I wouldn't have been in this constant circle of quitting or getting fired. And okay, well, one week, at first, I was really good. I was really snappy with getting the jobs back to back, but sometimes I wasn't. So I would have to go without money, and then it's just like when you don't have no money, you don't feel good, and when you don't feel good about not having money, you're depressed, and you're eating and you're drinking, and it's just like this vicious cycle of negativity when I should have just worked. And that's another thing that I never said out loud, is that I was hurting myself by looking for a perfect job where I liked everybody or I was making the most money. And it's just like, girl, what would be the perfect job? It doesn't exist. And I thinking about it is, I really, I ain't gonna say I wish I hadn't done it, because in the beginning it was fun. I can't lie, it was fun leaving the job and having another one in the next couple of days. I was just like, man, I can do this whenever the fuck I want to. But it was very childish and selfish of me, selfish to my family, to not be consistent. And you owe it to yourself to be consistent and be able to deal with things that aren't the best, and have enough resilience and enough resilience to deal with things that you don't like, because that's the reality of life. You're not going to like everything. You're not going to like every job and not like every person, but you learn to deal with it. And that's a part of being an adult, being a grown woman, not a little ass girl that runs and cries every time you dealing with something that you don't like. And that's something that I had to learn. I had to mature. I'm still maturing with the job thing. It don't happen overnight, but I'm to the point now at 28, crazy, that I don't want to do the job hopping thing no more. I want to just stay somewhere and not get comfortable, but stay somewhere and just be consistent and just make my money, do my social media, do my training, and call it a day and do it all over again. So the fifth and final take on perfectionism lesson from my early 20s is overthinking, forgiveness, and being hard on myself. I know that that's three in one, but the main thing is, when you're a perfectionist, aka procrastinator, aka asshole, you cannot, it's hard for you to have a clear head, because you're always thinking of what can I do better? Or you start a video like this right now. I could be doing a video, recording a video, and in my mind, I'm already thinking of how can I make this better? How can I make the lighting better? How can I speak better? How can I have a better angle? How can I make the video more visual? And it's just like, you got to get there first. You have to take that first step, and then you can start making it better. But like I said in the video earlier, I wanted the opposite. I wanted to feel and plan and take notes and keep writing the same thing over and over, notes and notebooks, notes on my phone. It was just so many things I just kept doing and kept repeating the same cycle, when all I had to do was stop trying to be perfect and just do and just be and create, and stop thinking of things as right or wrong, and just thinking of things as art. Like, I thought that was corny at first, to think of myself as an artist, but my sister coined it messy artist. And I've been embracing that and living through that, because I'm interested in so many things. I still want to dance. I still want to do my YouTube and Instagram, and do ballet. I want to do slow dancing. I want to do I can name 10 things I'm interested in: hair, makeup, modeling, fashion, and so many things, but I want to be perfect at it. And that is just so unrealistic, and it will stop you and waste so much of your time trying to be perfect. I'm telling you that you have to just take action and figure everything out later. Celebrate your small, and also celebrate your small wins. Six points? I don't know. Let's just call this a bonus one. Another cycle that I've been through was not celebrating myself. I would celebrate myself if I stayed on point with my diet, or if I posted a video that day and it got 100 likes. It was always a condition for me to celebrate myself. And do you know what that does to your mind? It can make you feel like you're not good enough, and then you start overthinking, and then you're just not feeling worthy. Celebrate the small wins. Even if I do not post this video, I'm going to celebrate calling the library and making an appointment. Coming here on time. I ain't on time for shit. That's why I lost a couple jobs, because I was late. And I hope that nobody ever sees this video, because they ain't never going to hire me. But putting on a shirt that I didn't really want to wear, packing my gym bag and being prepared to go to the gym after I'm done shooting this video, bringing a banana so I can be fueled for my workout. It is so many things to celebrate. And I was just choosing to not celebrate myself. And I don't know why, because I wanted to be fucking perfect. I think you get it. So the takeaway from this video is to just start when you are, I don't want to be a quote book, but start when you are scared. Start when you don't believe in yourself. Just start, okay? And that is all I have for you today. What are you supposed to say? Subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram, do all of that stuff. But I am out.